discuss synergy. MuteAce and Woulphy got a lot of that. And so, it's very familiar of SkyJ and MKLeo. So it's about whether or not Woulphy and Apple can break through that barrier of their synergy to establish and lock down their game plan.
Yeah, I think.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Woulphy took the C4 and ran it over to MuteAce and gave it to him.
Well, that definitely has to be a little bit of a choreographed play where these two players are so comfortable with each other. And this is what you're seeing at this level of doubles in this bracket. Both SkyJ and Leo, MuteAce and Woulphy, all very familiar. Even Woulphy and Apple are extremely familiar with how each other play. And this has been nothing but a drag-out fight already. We're not seeing the one-on-ones that we saw earlier. This has been, let's try and put one person into the blender and keep ping-ponging as hard as we can.
Woulphy looking like the Sonic Spinball 2 here for a second. The way he's bouncing off of MuteAce and Woulphy. And catching that turnip, and not enough. That air dodge is not that good. It's very good. It's not that good. MuteAce ignoring the Nikita, sending Apple to their good.
Yeah, but Woulphy just holding on to these stocks, playing in the back line right now, waiting for MuteAce to send someone into the nair to create these conversions.
Can we talk about how they're neglecting Woulphy to keep MuteAce at the ledge, though? They've taken a lot of stray hits because they just keep letting Woulphy run up behind them.
But I understand the reasoning there. You don't want to let MuteAce recover for free if you have them stuck in this disadvantage cycle.
Fair. You just got to be ready to react to Woulphy running up behind you and doing what Palutena with 163% does.
Yeah, again, we're looking at a situation where Woulphy is just waiting for a single stray hit to create some type of conversion. Apple had a great idea there, trying to go for the down throw into up tilt, but not enough just yet. 188 onto Woulphy. This back air is going to be absolutely devastating if it connects.
I love the way Woulphy is just using the movement to catch those sneaky hits like that. No tech. Had 2 chances.
Woulphy unfortunately losing their stock there, but Apple doing a great job of holding down and maintaining ground presence. Good use of grenades so far to act as a deterrent to stay away from Woulphy. But now you can see they're executing the game plan that they have wanted, where Woulphy is playing point for Apple, but almost seeming a little bit too little, too late. 2 stocks apiece for Woulphy and MuteAce, and they are seeming pretty in control right now.
Peach's up air is so good. I watched it beat out K-Rool's Nair, and not many moves do that. So that's crazy. And MuteAce, the awareness on MuteAce to know when and how to throw those moves, and that C4 was perfect. And if they can get MuteAce out of the game like now, they have a chance.
Hey, keep your eye on the birdie, man. You have got to keep your eye on the C4 at all given times.
And they finally did what I was hoping they would start doing. They had Woulphy locked down, and Woulphy paying attention to where MuteAce was at, so that when MuteAce tried to finally approach and save, he couldn't get away with it. Nothing's free. Can't let him have nothing in this kind of a matchup.
No free lunch in this situation.
I wish.
MuteAce holding on to a stock, but I think we had a little bit of friendly fire there. Apple accidentally took out Woulphy. The jab into up smash, a quick situation for Woulphy and MuteAce.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, the momentum has just carried off. They may not have been on stage for a little bit, but that momentum is still riding hard for these players.
It definitely looked like Woulphy and Apple had their sea legs on them finally. It felt like that they were up to the plate. They just couldn't quite get the momentum going the way they wanted it to. But we can definitely see some adjustments in this game, and probably see him bring it back against MuteAce and Woulphy. I'm definitely a believer.
Yeah, I really like how they're now able to execute their game plan, much like we said, playing that type of quarterback and lineman protection system, but the counterplay from MuteAce and Woulphy has just been dogpile Woulphy. We're going on Sonic as hard as we can. Keep him in the air and do not let them set up, period.
And maybe that's kind of why Woulphy and Apple are going for the same style, but they're just taking their turns picking which character they're going to lock down. And getting caught, Woulphy getting caught by a lot of stray hits from Apple this game. But locking it down.
Apple's been doing a real good job of holding the fort, though. I mean, a stock already ripped off of Junapi, and low damage onto Apple as well. Woulphy is doing a good job of just tanking that damage for Apple and letting them set up.
Woulphy actually hitting Apple out of the way of a lot of MuteAce and Junapi's attempts to keep Apple off the stage. Gotta love it. The greatest part of it is about Ultimate doubles and Smash doubles is just seeing the synergy between how they can take turns saving each other and get combos off of it. And both teams just doing a wonderful job of that right now. Real lockdown style, both teams kind of looking like they're in the same boat until MuteAce caught the tip of that kick.
Well, another stock cleaned up for Woulphy and Apple. The tides may be turning in their favor. And Woulphy finally losing that stock. I think Junapi might need to take a little bit more of an aggressive stand and maybe shift their focus. Just start attacking Apple and get him off the stage and do not let him set up that explosion network.
I love the way we think because you're in my head and it makes it so easy to bounce off you because really what they had to do is what they just got away with, and that's killing Apple because Apple was fighting for MVP this game.
But constant conversions from these, putting MuteAce and Woulphy on their last legs.
We're seeing the comeback that we were asking for, though. We're seeing the lockdown, and we're seeing Woulphy and Apple finally take their chance to say, hey, we can do the 1v1, and we're not going to lose it.
Yeah, they're doing a great job overall of just keeping constant pressure onto the game.
It's 2-0, right?
Yeah. But overall, just solid pressure, and Woulphy finally losing their first stock, or another stock rather, but
their first stock of 2.
their first stock of 2. Apple has to hold on to this last stock. We know we put
my gosh,
and MuteAce onto checkmate. Got to close.
I've seen that air dodge kill people before, so maybe not with Snake because Snake has C4 recovery options, but at 143%, you've got a lot of wishful thinking in your head going for that.
It is scary to think about how much that these players are able to just make in terms of their execution. And there it is, closing out the stock onto Junapi. Woulphy and Apple in a commanding position to take this game.
You're going to see very methodical approaches from Woulphy and from Apple because you can't let MuteAce get any momentum. And and the Sonic Spring stopping MuteAce from getting back to stage. A little bit of snipe. I wouldn't call it a snipe. I'd call it more like a poke, but we'll take it either way.
Okay.
And Woulphy and Grease right back in it.
Yeah, Woulphy and Apple finally getting a little bit of breathing room right now, able to just get their feet down.
Like I said, showing that they can win the 1v1. The thing that they were losing to, they put themselves in a position where they could play it a different way to not lose the 1v1 and really show what they're made of. And a great music choice. Love it.
Yeah, I was hoping we were kind of going to go with Crowned, but that's okay. We'll let it slide for now. But condensed...
You want me to go up there and tell them for you?
Nah,
I'm kidding.
Hey, man, if you want to tell them for me. But
I would do better commentary if they picked a better song. That's all. No, I'm kidding.
I like the idea of condensing the stage here for MuteAce and Woulphy. You're not giving Woulphy as much room to run around and basically play that ground control that he likes to do.
And you're not giving Apple enough room to have the Snake game plan. Because we saw a lot of grenades, we saw a lot of C4, we saw a lot of bait and pressure by forcing MuteAce and Woulphy to think they were going to cover space that they did.
Oh, look at that. Oh. Now they're starting to try and force as much damage onto Apple as they can. But also, let's just keep Woulphy in the air. Don't let him hit the ground. Do not let him touch the ground.
That's a lot of balls they're juggling in the air right now. They're really going to have to make sure they keep their pace in check so they don't lose themselves to all the things they have to keep up with.
Yeah, I think there is a couple of axes that they have to go with, but more importantly, they are finding ways for them to set up and kind of just riff off each other. Woulphy, a stock down right now.
Catching the wrong end of Apple's up tilt.
Yeah.
Oh, and the great awareness from Apple to go for the F-tilt combo.
It's all good, though. Apple closing out another kill onto MuteAce. And, oh, no.
Not again, not again. Okay, okay.
We're back, we're back. We're good.
That was scary, though.
Yeah, you hear that thud, and your heart kind of skips a beat for a second, but...
I love how well Apple lands. Apple goes so high that you think against a character like Palutena and Peach, they wouldn't have enough time to get back to the stage, but Apple consistently gets back to ground without much of an issue.
Huge back air from MuteAce to send Woulphy back to the corner.
The up tilt doing it again. I love the way that Apple throws grenades off of Woulphy as they're charging spin dash at the ledge, so the grenade bounce up and cover space, and Woulphy can get away, and Apple gets back for free.
Still Apple holding on to the stock at 156, the only person with 3, and as soon as I say it, it is gone.
I got scared of the drag down Nair Palutena was getting away with for a second, but MuteAce said, no, that's my stock.
Even at that point, it's just about closing out. Woulphy sitting at 104. If you're MuteAce, you have to get back in stage and try and get some type of reversal to at least put Woulphy out of commission. And this is the situation you want. Force Woulphy to recover in some pattern where Peach or Palu can intercept and close the stock.
And, oh, and Woulphy, like you said, coming in like a lineman, playing right off of Apple's play to get her out of there.
Playing great.
Woulphy is not anywhere near this edge. Are you seeing this? Getting right back across the stage and saying, I have time. And actually, I want to be away from you because the second you approach me, I'm going to hit you for it. Stock's looking even, though.
Stock's evening up, and Junapi slowly taking a little bit of chip damage, but Apple doing a great job of holding on to their stock, setting up the grenades against MuteAce.
Apple doesn't like turnovers. Ooh. Apple has been refusing to get hit by these turnovers.
And that might just be the benefit of being an item play character. And what a conversion from Junapi.
And what a great conversion from Woulphy to catch MuteAce there. Both teams just saying, no, we're going to take one of your key stocks away right now. But because MuteAce lost that stock, Junapi looking like they're in a bad way right now.
They're in a dangerous position, but they have done these reverse kill situations before. Ooh, almost getting another case of friendly fire from the Peach Fair.
Coming in hot with that crazy kicks.
Heave-ho, the up tilt sends him away.
Hey, we've seen this before. Will the movie play out the same this time, or are we going to get a different ending?
I wonder if they've considered having Apple as the point man, but the patience between these two is admirable.
I think in this point, though, now that Junapi's out of the equation right now, it's just going to be about who happens to be closer. Because both players taking their time, playing it super careful, because one misinput against MuteAce is enough to lose the game.
Yeah, it only takes one. The C4 sitting on Woulphy, using him as a threat against MuteAce. Where's the C4? And it's on MuteAce. It's not enough to clutch it, though.
And look at the shield, look at the patience. Both players saying, we're not going to swing. Go ahead, do it again.
C4 is on MuteAce. Got to be careful here. Good air dodge to stay alive.
That was impressive display of tech skill.
Oh no, is that Apple? That Apple tech's on the bottom of the stage. Still not making it back. Just gets out of range.
And then going right up the top, he's back. Have another. Oh, that's it. MuteAce couldn't avoid it forever.
That is such a consistent
I
setup.
love that.
From
That's crazy. Because Sonic just has the ability to go, you're not getting away. You are going to take this, and then I'm going to force you to air dodge, and you'll die for it.
I mean, it is essentially Godspeed at that point. You have to try and match Woulphy, but it's a blink. If you flinch for a half a second, it's already, the sticky is on you. Now you have to start playing the minigame of, are they going to detonate the C4? Are they going to go for a back air? Is it going to be an up tilt? Am I going to get grabbed?
I know that Apple and Woulphy looked like they were down percent-wise, like they were struggling at the end, but that was those last 2 games look oddly reminiscent of each other. I wonder if that consistency is going to show going into Game 5.
Very well could, and
we're on tournament game for these players. Fighting for their chance to fight MKLeo and SkyJ one last time.
There's definitely other strategies they could have executed that may have had less risk, but this is one they have practiced, and now this is where you cannot let the nerves get to you. Apple pincering these two into Woulphy, and he is playing like a man on fire right now.
And Apple doing a great job, not even getting hits in, but forcing the pressure and making them aware. I'm here, and I'm gonna push buttons the second you overcommit.
Jeez. The C4 just wreaking so much havoc on this stage so far.
Players are looking so hot right now. They're so confident that all that lack of confidence we saw in Game 1, not seeing it anymore. Both of these. Oh, and Junapi dying to the up tilt. And Woulphy doing that aggression that we saw earlier in pools. That no fear going off stage, really letting Sonic's aerial shine the way Woulphy does.
Look, just let the man do what he does best. Let it ride. If this is the strategy that's working where Woulphy is playing the point, and we talked about it earlier, doubles is a game of momentum. Apple is looking to play quarterback. Junapi and MuteAce kind of look like they're listless for an answer right now.
The way that Woulphy plays around Apple's grenades, the way deliberately going for the catch, unfortunate, caught by that again, and not enough to take MuteAce out.
A little bit of friendly fire.
Just a little bit. They're not bad for it because I was just about to say.
Sorry.
No. But it's a. We're both aware, and like I said, both teams, really kind of not budging, but Junapi's just hasn't been able to keep up this game. The pressure from both Woulphy and Apple just lock them down.
But
we'd love to see the MuteAce stock die.
I think you kind of hit it earlier. You can't get rattled when you lose those types of stocks. You are in this situation where if you're losing a stock early, where Woulphy has been able to convert so well off of Junapi, but now
so low to the ground. Great back here from Woulphy.
Just a great play overall. They are executing their win condition in such a consistent and repeatable
I don't know about you,
way.
but I hear melee.
Yeah, lots of melee in the background right now.
And Woulphy just back and forth, platform camping.
Apple's on their last stock too, so we are in a dangerous
we're
situation.
Even Steven. Now the one thing they've got going for him is MuteAce is definitely a little more healthy, and Junapi holding on to that stock for dear life. Did we get the C4 stock?
No, Woulphy just lost their stock. This is the checkmate situation on Woulphy and Apple. You have to make it back and find a way safely to
C4 catching MuteAce there. Woulphy trying to fish in and get Apple out of there.
Not enough just yet. The F smash does not connect either, but playing a little bit more reserved. Apple looking for the down tilt, and I don't think that was the correct tilt he wanted to pick right there. And now
dodging right into Palatine's up there.
A tough ledge trap being set up for Woulphy.
What a tough spot to be in. And Woulphy gets out. Palatine says Nair. How do we get around it?
Still not enough. Junapi just threatening options at the ledge, and Woulphy able to shark a little bit.
Oh, and just barely missing the up air confirmed.
Going all the way through these various trap networks. Woulphy using that fair to reset and basically trapped between MuteAce and Junapi. One bad interaction can spell the end of this game.
Oh, but if Woulphy can manage to take the stock right now.
Junapi immediately takes the stock away from MuteAce. There's a small chance.
Gotta be careful with those grab commitments because MuteAce is gonna be there and they're gonna be ready to take the stock. Oh my gosh, Woulphy's boldness is unmatched. And that back air is gonna be enough to take it. I really wanted to see the 1v1.
This is now game 5.
Wait,
We
what?
see the players sitting there. It's game 5 right now. That was the tournament stock for Mute and Woulphy. This is game 5, all or nothing. If you are Woulphy and Apple, it's a blip. You had momentum. Try to find that lightning in a bottle where Woulphy was able to go in, set up combos, and push advantage as hard as they can.
They've got enough foundation under them that they know
Yeah.
they can do it. They've done it. They've done it the entire time. They know they can pull it back. All it's going to take is a little bit of a heavier commitment to locking down their game plan.
But here we go. Do you see any...
It just gives us more suspense to give the people watching right now.
Do you see any stage changes coming up from Woulphy and Apple? Just
No.
keeping
At this point, they've just done the same thing over and over, right?
This is... I mean, you do want to do that, but I wonder, does PS2...
Maybe they'll go for more space again?
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Open it up a little bit. Try and get a place where Woulphy can actually move their... In PS2, here it comes.
Hey, they didn't prove us wrong this time.
No, I mean, this is one of those situations where it does make sense why they are looking to go to a different point. But this is it. Win or go home for your doubles tournament.
I think this game is all going to hinge on who gets momentum first. So let's see if Woulphy and Apple have it in to lock it in and do it one more time. Already a solid start, 32% on MuteAce, and Apple kind of pushing in and doing some aggressive aerials. I kind of love to see it.
Yeah, I mean, that isn't that bad overall, but now Woulphy trying
solid.
Yeah, I was about to say just pushing hard aggression, but this is the game plan we saw during game 1 that Junapi and MuteAce executed really well, which is just harass Grease. Don't let Woulphy set up that offense for Grease.
And Woulphy's doing a great job putting a number on MuteAce. The percents is racking up quick. But MuteAce known to lock down and go defensive when they're tired of getting hit. So hopefully we can see a little bit more shielding, maybe a little more space taken. But both teams in a great spot.
Yeah.
This is really kind of neutral right now.
How would you set up if you're in the position of MuteAce and Woulphy to get the most success, but first stock taken?
Take out MuteAce.
I have. Look, well, if you're MuteAce and Woulphy, you don't want to take out MuteAce, but
No, I mean maybe.
maybe
they're hungry and they just want to go home.
That is good counter coming out from
Kind of a hard call out right there. A little bit of you can stop pushing that button now. And we're seeing, even though they're so close, and you said it earlier so well, they're dancing around each other and they're doing such a great job retaining space and pressure. But Junapi on the stock advantage this time instead of being down. Love to see the comeback.
Look, just play a little bit slower and things will start to come to fruition for these players.
You said play a little slower. We saw Woulphy and Apple kind of take a little bit more percent than they should have for kind of mashing in the corner there. Got to slow it down a little bit. Remember, it takes a little bit of positioning to get the kills you want.
Yeah, but don't explosive flame in front of Apple at 160. That's just up tilt city right there.
Right.
It now seems like Woulphy is having a little bit more trouble trying to break through the wall that is MuteAce, just jumping and doing some of these float cancels, these snares to set up these kill situations.
That bear, so good from Apple.
Man,
Percents don't look great, but they're not out of this by any stretch. Hoping Apple can get over there and kind of give Woulphy a hand. Never mind, Woulphy said, I'll just get out myself. Kind of dancing around each other a little bit. I hope they don't get a little too overzealous and run into each other again.
Ooh, Woulphy grabbing the turnip out of the air and just poking Apple. Ooh, not enough. A little bit low to be going for the up tilt onto Woulphy, but I like the idea. Snake with rage, still a little bit scary.
The way that Apple is moving, dropping these grenades and getting back to a safe distance to force MuteAce and Woulphy to have to fight their way back to the middle. So good to watch. MuteAce ready to counter with that up air.
But fresh stock for Apple.
Less pressure.
Yeah, exactly.
Getting caught by Apple's up air is such an unfortunate place to be in, but they're not out of it yet. If we can see the stocks get knocked out a little bit within the next bit, we have some momentum behind us.
Woulphy has the ability to close these out, but right now, Woulphy and MuteAce are just playing with a renewed vigor.
Barely not getting caught by Snake's down smash. Getting Peach out of there with the up tilt. Will we see the same for Woulphy? I love Woulphy's weight. Overcommitting there would have got them both caught. The patience to just stop and take a breath. Getting the edge guards for it.
Not enough to see that grenade setting up Woulphy in a pretty dangerous position.
A little bit of not knowing where they want to be. MuteAce and Woulphy kind of jumping back and forth and not really committing to fighting either player.
The dash attack was not enough to take out Woulphy, but Woulphy coming in and clutching up for Apple.
Oh, and getting caught by Powell's down smash. It's all up to Apple. Not impossible, but going to be a rough climb.
Yeah, getting caught by the smash attack during any of those throw animations is definitely painful. But now you're in a position 120, you have to make it back to the ground, and both MuteAce and Woulphy are relatively healthy.
And Apple locking Woulphy down to the corner.
Hold on.
It's getting a little hectic.
Apple going extremely high.
Whoa. Oh!
Okay.
And we've got a game, folks.
Apple is just setting up a literal minefield, making it difficult for MuteAce to make a decision on any point of entry.
And the wall that Apple is trying to build to keep MuteAce out. Looking sturdy, but at any point, MuteAce can be able to weave right in, and just barely avoiding the nair.
Almost.
I love the follow-up from MuteAce, but
the nair.
Great awareness because Apple had done such a great job avoiding everything for so long. With those late air dodges finally getting the better of him, MuteAce able to capitalize on that.
What a tight set for both of these players. I cannot believe the level of execution from both of these players. Kudos to Apple, kudos to Woulphy, kudos to MuteAce and Woulphy. What an amazing set overall.
And both of those players doing a great job. We talked about the quarterback linebacker position, and both of these players did such a good job playing their role. And it didn't have to be anything other than